guys? Today we're talking about the episode Monster Blood. It aired on November 16th, 1996. It has a 7.4 overall out of 10 on IMDb with 100-ish user votes. It stars Kyle Lembine. He was in another episode before this. He was in Freddy vs. Jason. I think he was in an episode before this. I don't know, but he was in Freddy vs. Jason. I think he played... I forgot what he played. If I mentioned him if he was starred in a previous episode, I'd probably said who he played. So check that out. Sarah Palmiski, who was in Tin Star, she was in quite a few. She was in quite a few stuff, I think. Him too, and it was directed by Timothy Bond, who was involved in the Friday the 13th TV series. I think I mentioned it before, but if you check it out, be warned, it has nothing to do with the Jason Voorhees movies. It's just the title's the same, but it has nothing to do with it. But it actually did pretty well, but that's a whole other story. But this episode itself, it's alright. I remember the book being better. The book itself, this episode does make changes from the book. Most notably, how the monster blood is acquired, and really, I think how it stopped and what happens to certain characters. They definitely changed some things, and I think I like the book version better. I feel like the show version, it wasn't a terrible adaptation, but I feel like I wonder why they went those directions. It didn't feel like it worked, but there was no reason for it to be that it could be better than what the book had. And the thing with the book it wasn't that far-fetched. The book could have easily been like that. I don't remember a lot more from the book, any extra details other than that. There probably is, but I don't think it's anything super strenuous enough. Now, I like the episode. I like the acting's very good in the episode. That's probably the strong point of the episode. It's not a really like super scary episode. Maybe a couple scenes are done pretty well, especially towards the climax when we find out who and what and whatever. But it's not really prevalent. Most of it takes place during the day, which it's kind of hard to do scary shots during the day. The monster blood, what I like about the monster blood, it's kind of like the blob, but it has a very unique design to it and a very unique structure to it that kind of makes it seem more mysterious. Like, it feels like monster blood. That is just, how do you get monster blood? Is it actual monster blood or is it something else? You know, it kind of stirs the imagination a bit about it. And the book and the episode, they kind of have the way they like find it kind of makes you think different origins for each version. So I think it's not a bad one. It's just it kind of makes you wonder why they went this way when the book version actually is easily adaptable. But it's fine. I think the highlights is the acting. He uses some effects, and I will admit, while the effects themselves aren't like super terrible, it's hard to take them seriously. This is definitely kind of a cheesy episode, which I think could have been scarier. I don't think it needed to be cheesy. That's kind of my problem with it. I feel like it could have been scarier if done a little better, but the strong point's the acting. It's probably one of the better acted episodes of Goosebumps, in all honesty. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's not really that. And it's actually this episode's actually done in 2 parts, but it's a strange one, and I'll get to the second part of it in the next episode. But as for this one, it's fine. Could you skip it? You could. like I said, the characters and the acting, it's the strong point of the episode. But the Monster Blood, I like the idea and design. I just wish... I think it could have been scarier. I know they could go scarier, but... Like the book, I don't remember the books. There was 4 Monster Blood books, so they were there. And I remember the books. They weren't super scary, but I did feel like they were intriguing. I was intrigued by these characters. I was intrigued by the fact they kept getting in this situation with this Monster Blood. And with this, I can feel it in it. I just think it could have been more grander. The books had a grandness to them. Like, there's this giant Monster Blood. What are we going to do? In the show, it just feels like, oh, it gets solved rather conveniently, actually. And it just kind of... It just feels like... that's what it is. The ending feels kind of cop-outy. It's just like, well, that was convenient. You know? And yeah, that's all I have to say about it. So overall, decent episode, but I think it could have been better. If you want to watch it, go ahead. It's good enough to warrant a watch, but I would bear in caution if you read the books or whatever, been watching the other episodes. I don't think it adds really anything new to it other than good acting. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos. Tune in tomorrow. We'll talk about the 2-part ish. It's kind of confusing. I'll explain it in that episode. So stay tuned and keep an eye out for that one coming out tomorrow after this one. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good day.